Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the zoo. The minions with me this evening are Sora,
Hello.
Camel,
Good evening.
Inquisitor,
Hello.
and Adam.
Hello.
And of course, it is once again a Friday, and I'm the keeper for this evening, Sanguine. How are all of you doing tonight?
I would have laughed hysterically if you said that you were Johnny Hellcat.
You have no clue how tempted I was to see if Johnny would take over keepering today. I'd still have been on, but just to see if he would have. It would have been amusing to me.
I'm kind of pissed off at the living situation here in Chicago.
Why for?
Anything?
Why are properties so fucking expensive?
Chicago has had decades of policy of making sure that fewer properties are made than demand is increasing by.
Because that's the Chicago way.
Yeah.
It's funny
You're
you
the
should say
man.
that because I was just before while I was waiting for the link for the stream and everything, I was looking at properties. Just casual glance. Did a quick
Mhm.
calculation of what could be afforded, etc., and just depressed myself. So I feel you.
Yeah. Well, my problem, Sora, is that my lease runs out at the end of the month. So.
Oh crap.
Yeah, property is one of those things that it is a pain in the ass because it is entirely a local supply issue
Mm-hmm.
where it goes up. Because when you look at property costs, there's a quarter of the US or a quarter of the states that the average home price in those states is lower than 1961 inflation-adjusted average home prices. In a good chunk of the states, there's areas where that's also true. The problem is that the majority, or the areas where the prices have increased, the prices have way the fuck increased. And it's mostly due to poor policy because there's a bunch of areas that have, for decades, had policies that ensured that the growth in supply was a fraction of the growth in demand. So every year that you have that policy, it makes it so that the prices go up by a fair bit. And it's compounding. Because if
Yeah.
you only build 50% of the previous year's increase in demand, and then you're only building 50% of this year's increase in demand, and then you only build 50% of next year's increase in demand, you're lagging rather drastically by the fourth year.
I also think that it's there's a massive influx of people wanting to do two things. One, flip houses. It's massive interest in that has increased, exponentially compared to other years. People have been going on to Home and Garden and seeing that they can make a quick, easy $100,000 by flipping a house. And then you also have the investors that have just mountains of money and want to invest in a house and rent it out for a retarded amount of money and do absolutely nothing and get all the money in the world. That is particularly what I'm dealing with up here. Every single time I find a house that's like even remotely within my budget, either one, it's a rat-infested shithole that someone is halfway through flipping, like doing a complete renovation job, and are wanting to sell it at full price because they're too fucking lazy to finish it, or I have to compete with assholes coming in and outbidding me by $40,000, sight unseen, never even go to the property, and then come to find out a couple of months later, when it's not the property that they originally wanted, and they can't get the quote for the rent estimate, the house will go back on the market. But they already secured themselves the property when they put in a sight unseen bid that's $20,000 to $40,000 more than the asking price. That shit happens all the fucking time up here.
In the first case of the house flippers, they don't have as much of an effect as most people would think on the surface level. What they do is they do make it so that the beat to shit houses that most people wouldn't be buying are refurbished and then sold for higher than they were purchased because they were beat to shit and needed massive refurb, as you phrased it, the rat-infested warrens.
Let's put it this way, Sanguine, okay? I was just looking at one the other day. Now, the refurb job was good, okay? They put in brand new floors and everything like that. But they bought the house for $120,000 and they're trying to sell it for $275,000. What justifies the $40,000? And I'm being generous by saying $40,000 when all they did is just put in vinyl floors, okay?
Yeah.
What justifies the $40,000 for a $170,000 profit?
If they ended up going through cleaning the place, fixing what was broken, replacing the outdated fittings with more desirable fittings.
I'm being generous in saying that cost $40,000, Sanguine.
Yep, and if the area has increased in cost because the supply has been kept low by policy, yeah, that becomes market value.
Well, no, it's over market value. Everything that is currently selling right now is way over market value. I mean, I've been reading Forbes magazine about all this kind of shit too. It is not expected to go down until next year. Prices are only expected to go up for the entirety of this year.
Yeah, if it was over
That's
market
gross.
value, though, they wouldn't be able to sell them.
Well, see, that's the thing is,
when it
like,
comes to market value.
Investors and flippers are the ones that are going that have the collateral to be able to go around and do that kind of stuff. Not first-time home buyers, I'll tell you that.
I rather doubt that it's just investors and flippers. Though I
I'm
haven't looked specifically into that area, so I can't say
That
for
is,
sure.
I can tell you this much, Sanguine, that is literally all I see around here. There was one open house I went to with it was part of an estate sale and open house, and there were two different flippers going through everything and talking about how they were going to buy the house and refurb it. Two of them, just while I was there.
Yeah, again, like I said, when it comes to the refurb, when it comes to the house flippers, they quite often do take a house that is not in livable condition and they bump it up.
These were in livable condition.
Quite substantially.
These were in livable condition. They just looked old. Was the major thing. They looked like a time capsule out of the 70s.
Which is one of the things that a lot of people...
That's what I'm living in right now, and
yeah,
I prefer the way it looks. I just need to like make structural repairs and whatnot.
Yeah. I say, and that's perfectly fine with some of that stuff, but I don't understand, because I mean that's the thing too, is that like what they bought the house for is a matter of public record. So I can sit there and look up how much they bought the house for. So I know how much they're asking for and in for the profit. And when I sit there and I look at like how much money it actually costs to do some of these repairs, I don't see how I should be giving them $170,000 in profit. I don't see the reason. I don't see the you know, I don't see the reason in it to allow that sort of thing to happen. You know what I mean?
What it comes down to
is...
Oh, go ahead, Sora.
With this flippers thing, they're trying to curb that here by making it so I don't know if they're going to add like a flipper tax. They're in talks of doing things. So basically, you no longer are allowed. Like if you buy a home and you start renovating it, you must live in it for X amount of months. I think they
Mhm.
want maybe like 18 months or something as your uh
Primary
main
residence.
primary residence before you
Mhm.
can resell it.
Yeah, there's some laws like
They're
that
trying to
here
curb
as
that
well.
here. But
Yeah,
I don't know
like
how
there's
that will
a
work
couple a couple laws in certain districts and cities where if you buy a house, it's not for flippers. It's to curb the investors. It's where the only people that are allowed to be to have this house be sold is it must be sold as a primary residence. So you need to live there. And also in some cities, they're actually curbing things like Airbnbs, people who buy up
Oh, yep,
properties
it's
and put it for Airbnb,
you live
by
here?
saying
'Cause it sounds like
there's
you live
no.
here.
I'm sorry.
It's exactly what they're doing here. Good luck.
Yeah, yeah. So what they're doing is they're saying that certain properties can't be purchased and then rented out for short-term renting. What it is that they're putting in like provisions within the tax code that if you want to rent the property, it has to be for a year lease contract
Mhm.
rather than short term. So yeah, there's a lot of places that are doing that, especially out here in the suburbs of Chicago. But that's not what people are doing out here in Chicago. The investors are just buying up a whole shit ton of property so that they can rent it out for a long-term lease, so that that way they can get the maximum amount of money for their
Which
investment.
that is a problem of supply as well, because part of the supply issue is not just a crippling of the home supply, but of also apartment supplies.
Yeah,
And
and
when you
I'm not
have
saying that you're wrong, Sanguine, at all, because like supply is a major part of all of this
it's
thing.
almost entirely.
Yeah, Forbes has been talking about how the demand is at an all-time high and supply is at an all-time low,
Yep.
and that's what's commanding the prices to go up. But at the same time, I see that as a problem in addition to all the other people that are not actually buying the property for themselves. You know what I mean?
But the thing is that the companies buying it to flip it into rentals are trying to meet the rental supply issue. That method of meeting the rental supply issue is making it so that the housing supply for purchase goes down, but it means that the rental supply goes up. It's not the best way of going about it. It's not the way that a lot of people would choose to go about it, but because the number of new constructions that you can make and where you can make them and how you can make them and the number of units that need to be put aside for this or that or the other, which cut into your profits, make it so that it is a viable approach. Whereas if we just allowed for the supply of apartments to reach the point where it meets demand, the demand for making rental homes would go down. There would still be some, but it would go down drastically. And that would mean that people would stop buying up homes in order to turn them into termed rentals. You would still have certain areas, like anywhere near a military base, they're going to always have a strong home rental market.
Yeah. That and apartment complexes as well. Because a lot of guys straight out of basic are going to go and get an apartment rather than a house, unless they go to a strip club and get a wife.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people will end up having children or spouses, so they go for houses more often than apartments. Yeah. And below a certain rank, as full-time, unless you're married, you're barracks. So that is one of the things that makes it so that homes are in fairly high demand. Once you get above a certain rank, then apartments start coming in.
Yeah.
But it's almost 100% the supply issue. The other things are annoying because the flippers do remove cheap houses from the market by grabbing them, then improving their marketability. And
Well,
because
I
they've
also think that
improved the marketability,
they're fucking up the entire process by overcharging and overestimating the value of the work that they do. Because let's put it this way, nothing should justify a 150% increase.
oh, I could think of quite a few things that would.
Well, if they added like a significant addition to the house, it was all built on. If they added a garage,
Or they made it habitable when it wasn't.
no, give me a break. $40,000 to just change the flooring and put in new appliances. Give me a break. That does not command a $150,000 increase or 150% increase.
When the market dictates that it does, it does. If people are willing to pay that much, and that is the price point that the market commands, then yeah, that's what they get.
Well, okay, so doesn't that seem to be the underlying problem that each time some variable is introduced, that all of a sudden the market and the system just kind of adapts, and all of a sudden, oh well, actually, now you need to pay me this because of this. Doesn't that seem kind of odd to anybody else?
Well, let me think. Let me
If the market didn't respond, that would be weird.
let me posit another scenario for you then, Sanguine. The only person that will eventually buy that house for that much of a markup is going to be an investor.
Yeah,
because they're the only ones that have the collateral. And therefore, we are back to the same problem.
Yeah, you run right into the fucking problem.
Dude, it becomes investors are likely to buy it. Also, people that make enough in the area.
No, but there's not a lot of those people. Get the fuck out of here.
The population that can actually afford those kinds of markups are like very, very, very minor percent of the population. And
yes,
so the only people
percent of the population.
Yes,
and so the only people.
Why talk about them? What?
Yeah,
because
and so the only people.
The market to ignore
the only people who are going to be able to buy it are the investors, and therefore we are back at the same square one.
Said, there are other people. The investors are one of the purchasers, and yes, investors will do this in order to make rental units because the rental supply is kept artificially low. Well, they shouldn't be allowed to do that. Okay, fuck the renters entirely, because that means that the already low rental units are kept even lower.
They've been fucked over already, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like
and
the small renters have already been fucked over. So trying to hide behind that small buckler of a shield.
It's not hiding behind. It's saying there's a common problem behind both of those issues. You have policies that limit the supply. Get rid of the fucking policies that limit supply.
Well, even if you do that, Sanguine, new houses that are going into to these new subdivisions, and I know I've looked at them, are well out of everyone else's price range as well. They're like $300,000 starting.
Because with the current regulations, with what we currently have to deal with, that's the one that makes the most sense. Because if you make them below a certain size, well, suddenly now it's considered affordable housing, and it has to be sold beneath a certain price point.
Wait a minute, affordable housing. So that means we're playing right into the system that perpetuates.
No, affordable housing is a
bullshit.
regulatory thing. It's if you have when you make an apartment complex in New York, if you have beyond a certain number of units in your apartment complex, a certain percent of them have to be made as affordable housing, which is a regulatory thing, not meaning that it's just affordable housing. There's a difference between market affordable housing and mandated affordable housing.
Yeah,
So-
in Illinois, the thing you're talking about is Section 8.
Yeah.
Section 8 housing. Section 8 housing,
Actually,
though,
in
does
Cook County, we have to fucking
Yeah.
deal with this bullshit, even not
We
outside
don't-
the city.
we don't like for Section 8 housing. There are places and counties that are completely exempt from a requirement to having Section 8 housing, and that's what we're seeing. Is that a lot of the places that are exempt from that are just massively hiking up rent, especially after COVID.
Because the areas that are exempt from that are the areas where everyone that would be able to afford the actual market value end up going.
I mean,
So
I'm gonna
the prices
go with
end
it's
up
all
being
bullshit.
driven up by the supply being driven down in the areas where you have to make those trade-offs. Because if you're only allowed to make, if you have more than 6 apartments in an apartment complex, and then you have to have 10, 20, 30, whatever percent you want to put as Section 8 housing, it becomes more reasonable to make a fewer number of apartments in order to avoid having that hit.
Let's put it this way, Sanguine.
And-
There's no Section 8 housing at the apartment complex I own, or we're at, and they increased our rent by $300 over the
Yes,
last
because what
3 years.
What I'm saying is that when you have that policy in Chicago proper, that means that the supply within Chicago proper goes down because they aren't making the 20 unit apartment complexes. They're keeping them down to beneath the level where they would have to start building in Section 8, which means that the supply there is limited. So more people have to go outside of the city proper, and those people then drive up the prices for the area outside Chicago proper. So then the people there have to move outside that area, and they drive
But you
up
do
the prices
realize
in the next
the
level.
bubble's going to pop, and it's going to pop in a spectacularly horrible way. We're seeing that with my apartment complex.
Which
It
is
used to be
why-
at capacity, and now everyone's moving out of it. Every
Which
single
is-
person's moving out of it. There's so much vacancy now.
Yo, Sanguine,
is-
this is what we're saying, dude. The policies are designed. It looks to be designed to make it this way. That's why
Yes,
they
the
do
bad
this.
policies are designed to make it that way, which is why
Yes,
I'm saying get
this
rid
is
of the
what we're
bad
saying.
policies.
Holy shit!
No, if you were saying that,
We were saying that.
the agreement would have been...
I'm saying that the market is stressed to the breaking point, and that's the problem.
And it's because of the policy. So the way that you fix it is not adding any sort of additional policy to the area to then apply more stress to the already stressed market. The trick is to remove the stress by removing the policies that cause the cascade.
Yeah. Well, quiz. Just remove the stress, and then you should be able to find out.
I'm
Vote
just
for the
too
right
stressed
people.
for a $300,000 house. Yeah, I
There
guess.
you go. Just remove the stress. Just tell
hey,
them
Quiz.
remove stress.
Huh?
Hey, Quiz, if you look into the chat, Spittle Buggies makes made a comment here about cost of supplies and repairs to house and reason why it's over purchasing price. Just mentions that it answers a question you posed. Like, I guess, why so much over to flip? Here it says, cost of supplies and repairs, our house costs $70,000 more than purchasing price. So factoring that in, yes, it's possible that you can carry for people who don't have high incomes. There you go.
I don't know. That always strikes me as like individual houses, right? Like you purchase one house and then work it up to be able to flip it, as opposed to multiple properties. And I don't think
Do you
I
guys
don't
in-
It seems like for that your $70,000 quote there is a little high, especially for exactly what repairs are being done. And I mean, I've seen these houses, and this is also not even taking into consideration the houses that the work isn't even done. Hell, they don't even have the materials. All they did was the demo work, and they want to sell it for full price. Like they bought it for 50,000, or trying to sell it for like 230,000. And they only bought it back in like 2019. And they didn't do anything. It's all just demoed. There's no material, there's no work, but they want to have the money that they're getting from selling the house at full market value with none of the work done. I see that so often here.
Honestly, this would make sense if it was like for an automobile, right? You're trying to get a car, but he's like, hey, I'm gonna do some work on it a little bit down the road. You give me the money, and I'll still work on it. But we're talking about a house where people fucking live. This is
Yeah.
madness. That's where I'm drawing the line. Is
Well,
like
and again, like
I'm not gonna sit there and let me placate here or there. Let me nerf little. No, dude, this is. Have you lived in a car? It's not fun. It's not fun.
I said Johnny Blaze said, "Don't look at beachfront properties." Hey, dude, I actually saw a beachfront property for only $95,000 out in San Diego. But number one, I don't know anyone in San Diego. Number two, it is beachfront property. Number three, it's in California, and
That's going to be
and
the most crime-ridden shithole if it's that cheap.
well, and it was also a tiny house.
Yeah, still, it's going to be the most crime-ridden shithole in the tiniest house if it's that cheap in that area.
Yeah.
Do you guys
that's
have
the-
like for your suburbs there? Do they do what do they call them here? Like lot mergers? That's not the proper term. When they basically they buy up a couple of different houses that sit beside each other, so that they sell it to a developer to make it like a building, like a tower.
You can sometimes do that. It's difficult.
Yeah.
What
happens
is
more?
The new trend here, and they're destroying like little quiet, calm neighborhoods by putting towers in. And we're not talking. This is a new development area where they already have, like, for the past 20 years they've had condo towers or anything. We're talking about little like residential homes, maybe max. We're thinking of 4 stories of apartments. And so what they do is they'll go to the little like bungalows and everything, and they'll buy like allotments, and then they'll smush it together, and then they'll put in 40 stories.
Mm-hmm.
What usually happens for that kind of thing is when there's vacant lots, there will be a developer company will like buy up all the lots and either develop it into houses or resell the lots into the areas where they don't want to build any sort of residential areas at a markup. I saw that happen out in Wisconsin. There was a place right off of Potawatomi Park. They were selling.
Place
was selling a whole bunch of lots. Oh,
we
am I back?
heard they were and then selling a whole bunch of lots as part of a sentence, I think.
Yeah, they were selling a whole bunch of lots, like at an independent seller was selling a whole bunch of lots up there for like $8,000 each. And then some development company came and bought all of them. And then now they put in like a couple of houses, but are reselling all of those lots that they bought up for $28,000.
Yeah, don't know about the particulars. There's different factors that could be at play, or they might not be. So,
well, I mean, the major thing is that now it's a developed area. Like, before you would have to do things like put in infrastructure. Like there's no sewer or power access out there. So you'd have to go and run those out there themselves. So that I can see, like if you buy the property and it already has electric and sewer access already available on the property. So that way, whenever you want to build something there, that extra $20,000, it makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah.
But for some of the other ones where it's just like, I'm just reselling the property and I didn't do dick to it, it's all like, nah. now you're just artificially driving up the price to get a return on the investment, and a well over 200% return on the investment.
And again, it becomes specifics because there's a lot of things that could be done that aren't obvious. Like a lot of old buildings, they need complete wiring reworks, and this is something that Spittle was talking about, where most cost is in the professional development process, not being cheap enough, not really the overall price regulations cause you to spend more than twice what you expected. So there's a lot of shit that ends
I'm just saying that
popping up.
If you're gonna bring up electrical and all that kind of stuff in a house, if the house is built after like 1970, then I don't think that you're going and renovating the whole electrical. I don't. If anything, you're putting a new fuse box in or like a breaker box, and that's it. Like even a furnace or like a central air does not cost that much to put in. Not to justify $150,000.
And wouldn't you have like I don't know about you guys there, but here, if you're doing something like that, where, for example, you get a heat pump or something into an old
like a forced air,
like that, forced air. So that's considered a more green alternative or some shit like that. So you get rebates basically. So you get rebates from the government, and depending on also if you need
some
to
of
refurbish.
those are personal, some of those can be done as a company. So it depends on which one.
The weird one is here in Illinois, they're wanting to do or they're giving like this big tax break for people that install solar panels on top of their house.
Yep. Which doesn't really make much sense given
don't you guys
Illinois.
get like lots of snow and stuff?
Oh yeah, we get tons of snow.
Okay.
Not exactly
if
known
they want...
as the sunniest of states.
Yeah.
No. We are the Windy City for a reason.
Yep. But yeah, that's shit that doesn't make sense. I've said it before though, when it comes to wind and solar, the only area that they make any semblance of sense is in the democratization of energy generation. Because they can do wonders for a house. You don't switch an entire grid over to them. That's a terrible fucking idea.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need to like you jog it with your solar and renewable. You don't. It's not going to be your primary source of energy generation.
Yeah, it becomes every person can have their solar panels and can have their proper wind turbine, because that's also something that a lot of people don't realize. You get different wind turbines for different situations, but when you're talking about wind farms, they get one sort of wind turbine that's made for the greatest sweep, but not for every. And it just becomes prohibitively expensive to try to modify those at that scale to be extremely region specific.
Yeah. It's funny because that like wind in particular was a massive project for Purdue University.
Yep.
And so they have the entire electrical grid of Lafayette, Indiana is run entirely on wind. So when you're driving through Lafayette, you just see like it almost looks like dystopian. You just see like out into the distance that, furthest possible distance that you can see is just nothing but wind turbines for like a good 30 miles. Yeah. And yeah, it's really kind of creepy in some sort of way, but it's like, I don't know, they did this as like a project for the engineering department for the university, but it's like at the same time, after that's done, who's going to be upkeeping it? And is it going to fulfill the needs of the city? Because it is a city. It's not a town. It's a city. So I don't buy that it's generating enough electricity for the entire grid.
And again, it comes down to there's different turbines that you have to build for different areas. Like there's high wind speed turbines, there's low wind speed turbines, there's middle ground turbines, so on and so forth. And you need to know that in order to make it the most reliable and long-lasting turbine for that area. But again, when you're talking about an entire grid, you're going to go for the widest sweeping turbine, which might not be entirely tailored to your area and might have issues in your area, which is why we have a lot of turbines that ice the fuck up to the degree that they do. And we have to send helicopters out with flamethrowers in order to defrost the fucking wind turbines.
That's
Because
always
they
so
aren't
funny.
Yeah, because they aren't made entirely properly for that area. They're made in a way that you can slap down that wind farm in a score of different areas and have it function.
Yeah, see, that's one thing that's crazy about Lafayette's too, is the fact that it's just a whole, like, ton of them are just in the middle of ag fields. So, like, you'll have corn and soybean fields, and then just interrupted with a fucking a wind turbine in the middle of it. It's all like, is that good enough for like the combines and shit like that going through and harvesting? It's got to be a pain for the agricultural workers.
Yep, but the agri workers tend to get a bit of a benefit because if they make something like that on your property, typically you get paid for its production.
That's true, yeah. And so they'll probably get a kickback of some sort of way, and or they get free electricity or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Until the government decides, you know what? I don't like the fact that you're a bit more self-sufficient with your electricity, so we're going to remove that benefit for you.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you start hearing, some folks are born made to raise the flag. Who that red, white, and blue? Boo, 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 boo.
Who got the turbine copter?
There you go.
But yeah, there's a whole bunch of really just bad fucking policy when it comes to shit like this. Because if we really were serious about doing greener, reliable energy, nuke. 100% nuke. We'd have a nuke main system.
Holy shit. Wait. Okay. There was a gap. I don't recall what we were talking about. Were we talking
I
about
said if we
steering?
were going to...
No, but before I dipped out for a bit. And
we're
now
talking
I'm
about
coming back
homes, and then we
and-
started talking about
Yeah, big bada booms.
energy.
What
No,
kind of
not
booms?
not the big bada boom nuke, but the nuclear power plant nuke.
Nukanalo booms.
So, if we wanted the most efficient, greenest energy generation that we could do reliably, it would be a nuclear main system with a nat gas surge system. Where when the power demand spikes up, we power up a nat gas plant, have it meet the spike, and then if that spike continues long enough, we cycle up another nuke generator, let it take the load, and then cycle down the nat gas. Or, if it's a short one, the nat gas just covers it. Because you can cycle up and down nat gas really quick. A nuke plant takes like 4 hours to a day in order to cycle up its main reactors. Sounds like you have something that you want to say. Either that or you're currently on the toilet. Which is it, Adam?
Well, both. Okay? Because before I drop this megaton load in this porcelain chalice,
Why are you shitting in a porcelain cup? At least shit in the throne. The porcelain throne. That's a toilet. A porcelain chalice is just a kinky night in Germany.
Listen, my bums is very white. It's never seen the sunlight in God knows when. So all I can say is it requires equally immaculate. Well, wait, why are we talking about bums and porcelain toilet seats?
Because you made a groan like you had something to say or like you
No.
were actively shitting.
No. Hold on. First off, dude, did you
Did I
bring
what?
up what you have cooked up for this meal? And I
Not
got to
yet.
talk to you about. I tried for the first time, or at least I don't know. Quiz might uh, refresh my memory, but Shake Shack. I tried a burger from there, and yeah, I was unimpressed. But Quiz, or
Shake
Sanguine.
Shack aren't ridiculously good. They aren't bad. They're just kind of burgers.
Yeah, they're well. It's a goofy way of the way they had it. How you ordered the meal. You had to talk to people, and they did the touch screen for you.
Yep. That is weird.
That's weird. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Yeah, I'm still at work, so if you guys hear like beeping and stuff like that, I'll try to mute the mic as quickly as possible. That's just other
Or
people driving
another-
forklifts around here.
No,
Ghetto McDonald's shooting.
Yeah, well, you guys aren't hearing that, are you? Because that's usually attributed to the fact that this room is really echoey.
Not
no,
at the moment. I just remember previous times of the reporting live.
Oh, the shooting? Oh, that's from the compactors. Yeah.
Yep.
No, we're not Detroit. We're not exploding.
No, we're Chicago. We had different kinds of. We have higher class of shootings here. Thanks. Thank you, Adam.
More,
We have classy
straight-
shooters.
well,
Yeah.
it's straight to the to what they want, you know. But Quiz, didn't
Yes.
didn't we go to a Shake Shack? Isn't there one in Dundee?
Shake Shack? I don't know about that. I don't think I've ever been to a Shake Shack, like ever.
Oh shit! So okay, so it's new. So yeah, yeah, unimpressed. I don't know. Kind
Oh, is that what you ordered from Uber Eats?
no, they opened one up in off of Army Trail.
Oh, okay.
And so we all went at work. Me and the boys, we went to Shake Shack, and you know, they were like, "Oh yeah, dude, it's really good burgers," and I'm like, "Dude, it's like Steak and Shake. It's not that."
Well, Steak and Shake's good, but it's
Steak
just
and Shake's good.
overpriced.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and this was overpriced too.
Okay.
They're better than McDonald's, but they aren't like a quality burger place burger.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. I'll say, and Steak and Shake definitely do a smash burger thing too. So.
Oh yeah, I like.
Oh, wait,
smash
yeah,
burgers,
they
though.
said some like
Mhm.
smash burger. So
Yeah.
But if I'm going for a burger place, I'm going to have to show a bit of regional favoritism. Culver's has pretty damn good burgers.
Oh fuck yeah, Culver's is the best. I'll say, although Culver's is not really local there because it's not a Minnesotan brand, that's a Wisconsin brand.
Like I said, it's regional. It's Midwest.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
hold
true,
on,
true.
Hold on.
Because we get them here in Chicago too, and they're fucking fantastic. I love
And
Culver's.
we get them all over the place.
Minnesota and Illinois siphoning off of Wisconsin. Look,
Yeah,
I guess we just should say it. Are we cheeseheads?
well, I mean, not yet, because I do want to live in Wisconsin eventually, but you know,
We're cheeseheads.
And Wisconsin definitely has cheaper prices than where you're currently living.
oh, absolutely. Like I said, like one of the things, the first time we went out, like when we went out to Rock Island, immediately as soon as like I got back, I was looking for properties out in Door. I was. And believe it or not, it's actually really cheap if you buy land and build your own house on that land.
Oh yeah, when I was looking into all the shit about housing prices, because
Mhm.
I had known that, yep, housing prices have been up, and they're one of the few things that is actually more expensive when you factor in inflation. And then I started looking into it more, and that's when I found out, oh, a quarter of the states are cheaper now to buy a home in than they were in 1961. Okay,
Mhm.
this isn't a national issue. This is a local issue.
It is, yeah. And I say, like I said, the only real problem I have is the fact that like it's the area, because like there are some houses that are absolutely affordable, but they're out in Rockford.
Yep.
So, and do I really want to live in Rockford? No,
Well,
no,
okay,
I don't.
There's some nice places in Rockford. Let's be real.
There are.
Come
but,
on. But also, I think it's kind of funny that wow, you know, we're all sitting there simping over Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's
yeah.
nice.
I mean, they deserve it. Number one, the people out there were super fucking nice.
Hey,
And number two, the area is great.
And also, they have a far more civil method of dealing with selling alcohol. Fucking everywhere can sell it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Like money is no object. I would love to live in Sturgeon Bay, because Sturgeon Bay has 2 tabletop gaming stores. It's got that gaming club up there on the second floor. That's where Sanguine played his first game of 40K. Yeah,
Hold on.
it's
First, Johnny Blaze, go Packers, go. No.
you know what? I'm not a big football guy.
Look,
So
look,
you can love the Packers if you want,
if I'm
just so long as you're not
if
you're not going for the Chiefs.
if I'm gonna put my lines, it's gonna be Chicago first, always, and then Cowboys right behind.
At least it's not the Chief.
No, yeah, no Chiefs.
Is it because they're America's team?
Who?
Is that why Cowboys were number 2?
No, Cowboys because of my dad.
Okay. Because that was one of their old marketing things, that the Cowboys were America's team.
America's team.
You know, Johnny, you say that you applied for a job that required you to move to Rockford, and they asked if you was going to move, and you said, yeah, no. All I gotta say, dude, it's incredibly affordable to live in Rockford. It's just that there's a lot of bad places in Rockford.
Is it like bad, like dangerous?
Some places on the southern southeastern side of Rockford is where it's dangerous.
I mean, it's not like Road Warriors dangerous, but it's
Yeah, you're not gonna get your wife raped to death and then your kids shot, and you have to ride down a dude on a motorcycle and hand him a live grenade, while he's bleeding out.
It would be a good
thank
Griswold,
goodness.
roll.
Yeah, right. No, that only happens in Australia.
Oh, hey, look, hey, we don't talk bad about Australians, I'm still trying to.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Toe Cutter kind of deserved to get blown up by a grenade. I'm just saying.
Ooh.
Like I said, and then they got rid of their guns. They were better off.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were interesting before.
Well, and yeah, the one dude that built himself a suit of modern day armor and like ran around doing what God intended an Australian to do, living out his inner criminal and being the best criminal he could be.
That is such a fantastic story. Does everyone know who he's referring to?
Yep.
It sounds very familiar.
Inquisitor, do you want to have the...
No, go for it, man.
So, it's a story from earlier on in Australian history when there were a shit ton of different bush gangs. One of them was a couple of brothers and then a couple of friends that got together. They started robbing various towns, various constabularies, and trains. Yes, it's Ned Kelly. It was the Kelly gang. And they were just an absolute fucking terror. They would go into town, steal a shit ton of things, normally not from the inhabitants of the town, but from the officials of the town. And then they'd get the fuck out of there, disappear into the bush. So they became a bit of a folk hero, or a group of folk heroes at the time. Then, at the height of their work, they decided to craft ridiculous fucking armor. It was just in some dude's barn, wasn't it, Inquisitor?
Yeah, I think it was like they the gang had like set up shop in like some offshoot like barn out in the middle of the wilderness.
Yep. So they were planning a big heist. I think it was of a bank train.
Mhm.
And in order to set up for the heist, they went out to their base where they were in this barn. They got a shit ton of metal brought into them. And they just started crafting body armor. While they were doing this, they ended up alerting the authorities by accident, though. So before they were able to complete their suit of armor, the authorities showed up and massive gunfight ensued when all of the Kelly gang came out. I think two of them had partial armor. It was Ned Kelly and I'm trying to remember whether it was his brother or cousin, but it was one of the other gang members also had partial. Just to their torso, legs were more or less open. And the police could not shoot through their armor. They wreaked some havoc until the police realized their fucking legs are open and shot their legs full of shit.
Oh.
They ended up bleeding to death, but they are still folk heroes because, again, rather than stealing from the common man, they stole from the government.
Something I think everyone can get behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
So Ned Kelly was Australia's John Dillinger.
Yeah, he was Australia's John Dillinger, or a more modern version of Robin Hood in many of the folktale tellings. He's less savory than Robin Hood, about the same as Johnny Dillinger, where they were doing fucked up things, but they were doing fucked up things that are looked back on kind of fondly because of some of their restraint shown while they were doing fucked up things.
It was like Billy the Kid then too, because Billy the Kid,
Yep.
For a lot of the criminal activity was done just on to other like gangs, specifically another gang.
Mm-hmm. And also corrupt sheriffs in the areas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah,
one of the things I think is really kind of funny is that that a lot of people don't talk about is that the other half of the OK Corral shootout, the Cowboys, when it was the Cowboys versus the Earps, the Cowboys were also deputized.
Yep.
So it was literally a
violence.
cop. It was a cop on cop violence. Yeah. I wonder who dropped the first acorn.
Yeah, that was also, if I remember, the start of Ned Kelly's criminal activity. It was his family had been attacked by someone, and he just went to town on them and then had to flee the police because he really did a bit of work on them. Then he started
Lots of
stealing horses, assaults, imprisonment, shit like that.
Yeah. That's one thing that a lot of people don't even talk about either. Did you know that Wyatt Earp was like he escaped jail and escaped his punishment in, I want to say it was Arkansas, and he fled west because of interstate jurisdiction. No one there could like send him back, so to speak, and it was because he stole a horse. But back in the
That's a hanging offense.
or the late 1800s, yeah, it was a hanging offense.
Yep.
You could be hanged for stealing a horse.
I'm pretty sure that's still in the books in Oklahoma.
Was it Oklahoma? I think it might have been.
No, I'm joking, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, well, I
wouldn't be
mean,
surprised
yeah.
if it was still on the books either.
Shit, probably Texas as well.
But yeah, Ned Kelly, fascinating person to look into. One of the criminals that, again, has become a folk legend.
I remember they made a movie about him with Heath Ledger back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah, no, there's several movies about Ned Kelly.
Oh, that's just the one I saw.
I mean, he's not like the at least here in America, he's not obviously the same sort of cultural icon as like, you know, Wild Bill Hickok or Wyatt Earp and stuff like that. So, you know, he doesn't have that many movies made about him, but in Australia they've got several.
Fascinating.
Also
hard-
has a
Hard time.
Australia also has a very strange short movie / advert starring Steven Seagal, though.
Yeah, well, you know, we inflicted Steven Seagal on the entire universe here because he got all the movies. Oh, that too, yeah.
And it was mainly, what crime family was it again that was backing all of his shit early on?
I don't recall.
It was one of the Italian mob families. Is fairly
Yet more things that we can lay at the Italians' feet. Fuck the Italians.
Yeah. Also, there's
Those damn eye ties.
There's a music
You know,
of Seagal's actual, the way that you pronounce Seagal's actual name.
Siegel?
Seagull, like the bird. It's
See,
not
that's the thing,
Seagal.
man.
He saw a art exhibit that was damn it, which artist was it? They also had the same sort of pronunciation at the end of their name. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he went to that, I like the way that their name is said. So he stole the way that their name was pronounced and he changed his name for it.
Well, it's like Stephen Colbert. It's actually Colbert.
Mm-hmm.
Colbert.
Yeah, he's an Irish guy. I mean, yeah, it's Colbert.
Hey, we don't claim him.
I mean, you don't have to claim him. He just is.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, like apparently, because I remember a Larry King interview he did way back in the day, and his grandfather wouldn't let his dad use that pronunciation, and his dad, growing up to be soft, is like, yeah, you guys can go ahead.
Yep.
I think he also talked about it on O'Reilly back in the day too.
I found out from my uncle when I went to my dad's funeral not too long ago that he was doing a whole bunch of like research on our side of the family. He was doing, as he called it, vanity Googling, and one of the things he found out about is that I'm not actually mostly English. I thought I was, but I'm not. I'm mostly Irish on both my mom and my dad's side of the family. So yeah, I'm going whole hog on this, and that's partly the reason why I hate the Italians, because the Irish hate the Italians. So yeah.
Oh yeah, It's
Be
one
on
of those
brand.
things. There's old enmities that are amusing as hell. So you will quite often hear me refer to them as eye ties and shit like that.
Mhm.
Just for the sake that, yeah, part of my family's Irish, so fuck it.
Dago
Goddamn
Gizmo.
eye ties.
Fucking Italians.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been a feud in hundreds of years. No.
No,
Fucking eye
keeping
ties.
it alive. We're bringing it back.
Yeah. Just like I have the enmity between me and the French.
Trying to think, I don't think I have any French. It's my grandmother's side on my dad. So my dad's mom's side is mostly all Eastern European, like Czechoslovakia sort of area, and Poland. And then both my dad's dad and my mom's dad and my mom's mom are all Irish. So
Having any French in your bloodline after a certain date is a moral failing, let's be honest.
you know, all I gotta say is that America does owe something to the French, because the French at least hated the English enough to help us.
Yep. But then they tried to stab us in the back afterwards, and we saved the main person that was responsible for helping us from the French.
Mm-hmm.
The French were about to execute Lafayette.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had their fucked up revolution, which there's a right way to do a revolution if you want it successful, and then there's the French and Russian way to do a revolution.
Kill the royals, but royally fuck up and miss a couple.
No, kill everyone that knew how to do anything.
Ah,
And then try to go, yeah, we're able to make a government. We know how to do... You were a baker, right? We know how to feed people.
yeah, right.
Okay, don't worry about the details.
Because that's what both of them did. Both of them killed everyone that actually knew how to do anything. Didn't sort out who was more in favor of them, who was entirely against them. Didn't give them the option of, look, you either keep doing your job, you do it well, you do it for us, and you're unmolested, or if you tried to stab us in the back, we kill you. They didn't do that. They just killed him. And then were surprised when everything started falling apart because everyone that knew how to organize was dead.
Never
Well, Les
kill your
Miserables was-
administration team.
Les Miserables wasn't even the French Revolution, was it?
I think it was the start of it, wasn't it? Like it was set in the back.
I thought it was-
eventually at the end of the book.
I thought it was a revolution, but it wasn't the French Revolution. Like it didn't go anywhere.
Maybe it was something to do with I don't know, union, the writers, something to do with papers. I don't remember.
And it was the June Rebellion.
The June Rebellion. That's it.
That was the one that was part of it, and that's the 1832 June Rebellion. Which was against Philippe.
Beep beep.
Was there a beep beep? I'm sorry. I didn't mute quick enough.
But yeah, it was one of the many French revolutions because there was the July Revolution, there was the June Revolution, there was...
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, for fuck's sake, they're on what, the Sixth Republic?
I think, yeah.
Hmm?
Well, I loved it that they overthrew the monarchy, and then a couple of years later said, "Psych, we want it back."
And then a little bit after that, we want a Corsican midget in charge.
Yeah.
Hey,
And then
I
a little
will say-
after that, no, we don't. And then a little after that, yes, we do. And then a little after that, no, we don't. And then a little after that, how about his nephew?
I will say, on a X account, daily Roman updates, they ran through a whole little bit where I don't know who thought it up, and it's really, well, it's a goofball thing, to even watch, but people made the whole Napoleon's march into Russia, but it's done with little cats, and
Oh,
Okay.
cute.
yeah. I'm always
I see. Rotten Corpse in chat asked if I've got a David Rocco, right? That's his name, right? In Boondock Saints.
Yep, Rocco.
Yeah, Rocco. I said, no, we don't. Sanguine still is yet to get his rope, and I got my Rambo knife. So yeah, we'll get it. We'll get our Rocco sometime.
I still love the fact that the actor's name, Rocco, the character's name, Rocco. I love when that happens. And I really want to know if it was, did he just keep on responding to the wrong shit, so they went, fuck it, your name's Rocco in the movie?
Yeah, right. Probably. He's still probably one of my favorite characters in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I killed your cat, you druggy bitch.
Yep.
You killed. Go say it. What's his name?
Shut up, Gina! I can't run out and get a pack of smokes without running into 9 guys, you fucked!
Man. Such a fucking amazing movie.
I'll blow my brains out if you can tell me that cat's fucking name! God, what color was it?
That's such a fucking good movie. And the second one wasn't as good, but
Yeah, I've heard the
really-
second one kind of sucked.
It didn't really suck. It's just it didn't live up to the first one. But then again, the first one was so fucking good.
Well, I mean, it was just everyone was to the nines, just chewing the scenery, and you have fucking Willem Dafoe just giving
Yep.
full fucking carte blanche to do whatever the fuck you wanted. That movie is a masterpiece, in my opinion.
The fucking and there was a
The firefight. Have you seen the edit of the cop Acorn Cop with that?
God damn.
It's really funny. It's like he starts off, there was a firefight. It's like, shots fired, shots fired.
Nice.
I love it so much.
But yeah, it's
That is probably my favorite meme of 2024 is Acorn Cop.
Acorn Cop.
Cop had an acorn fall out of a tree.
Oh, do you not know
what-
the story,
I
Sora?
do not know. I do
Yeah,
not know.
that's an
Acorn
overly
Cop.
simplistic explanation, Sanguine.
Okay.
So-
Okay. So here's what happened. Here's what happened. He was called to a scene for a domestic. He gets this guy in the back of his car, and everyone brings up this picture, this alleged picture of him holding what everyone says was a suppressed handgun. And so he's on edge thinking that he has a suppressed handgun, even though he's handcuffed, and they frisked him and put him in the back of the squad car. While this cop is going back to his car, an acorn falls from the tree onto the hood of his car. He does 2 tactical somersaults, draws his service weapon, and mag dumps into the back of his car.
Not only does he mag dump, but once he starts shooting, his sergeant, who's on scene, also starts firing into the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he
You know what's even better
he
is that-
also said that he was hit.
Yeah, he was hit. Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm hit. I'm hit.
Is this a real? Is this?
Yes,
It is real. There's body cam footage of this, Sora.
Donut Operator did a video
Jesus
on it and everything.
So does he still have a job?
No. In fact, actually, I think that homeboy who got arrested is probably sitting on a massive fucking payday.
Oh, he's getting paid.
Yeah,
There's
he
like-
is.
There's like 30 rounds fired at him unharmed.
Well, dude,
handcuffed
dude,
in the back
mag
of a-
dumps and then reloads.
Did you see? Did you
Yeah,
see
he
the two,
does.
did you see the two lady cops who like mag dumped, reload, and mag dumped again into an apartment because like the owner walked up to the door like with a legal handgun.
Jesus
They went to the
Christ!
if I remember correctly, they went to the wrong apartment.
Yeah, wrong apartment in like the right complex. None. Well, I think they were on like a previous call in that same complex, and
Are you talking about the one like 50-year-old dude who died?
no, like they shot a woman. Like
Oh.
she and her friend like broke in through a window into her place because she like I guess locked her keys in or whatever.
Yep.
Mhm.
But it was her apartment, and so like these two women cops, roll up, and they're on her porch looking into the window, and they see her walking
Mhm.
up with her legal gun, and yeah, they just start blasting.
Did they hit her at all?
They did hit her, but she lived,
Okay, good.
as far as I know. Like I think
Yeah,
it was
see,
in Houston. I want to say it was in Houston.
That's another thing, Sora, too, is that even though homeboy mag dumped 2 magazines into the back of his car, didn't hit a single thing. Except his car.
Which is like, I'm guessing, a state-owned property, so he like destroyed
Yeah.
expensive. Oh my god!
It was really funny too because Angry Cops did a deep dive on him. Apparently, he's former military. He was formerly deployed, but like all of the things that he could find about his service record, he was an officer in a special forces corps that never actually went out on any deployment missions. Like they were only ever in garrison.
So like a B team, not an A team.
Yeah.
And definitely can't claim PTSD.
Exactly. So I think it was just homeboy was looking for a fight. That's what it was. He came there. He was looking for a fight, and
Yeah.
Rotten
and his
in
brain.
chat- Rotten in chat said 64 shots fired by the lady cops, about 5 hit on intended target.
Oh wow!
Just imagine
feel
you get shot
safer
5
already.
times for walking up to your front door.
To your front door, yeah.
The thing that surprises me is that you'll still find people who will sit there and be like, I understand that this was a mishap. However, we still need to protect the blue line because Every
no,
day.
fuck them. They shouldn't be cops.
Well,
Those
Exactly.
women-
well, no, every day there are cops going out there and
well, no.
Oh, yeah.
Two reasons.
they
First
need
of
to
all,
do a barrel roll and
they fired
up their
without
own
knowing the situation.
cop car.
Secondly, that is an atrocious marksmanship
Yeah.
level.
Well, that's one thing Angry Cop said about Acorn Cop.
How are you going to
It's
fire
like-
30 bullets in
you
your
have
own
to, like-
car at a guy and not hit him
to-
once?
Yeah.
Don't you
Like a
have
guy
to,
that's
like,
handcuffed too.
being a
And-
cop, like pass some sort of marksmanship, like in your
No.
academy or something?
Not as often.
I think that there's standards, but they're pretty lax.
And see, this is a problem too because you're active. Well, okay, I can't say that as an accurate thing. They're giving you information of what they're passing in terms of laws,
Mhm.
where they're saying, yeah, we're not gonna put money into training these people. We're just gonna put money into, if shit happens, we can cover them legally. And
Yeah, and see, I think that's the opposite. I say they should not need to be covered legally. They should be
No.
trained properly.
well, I,
Hang them out to dry if they fuck up.
I don't disagree, but no,
I
this
would
is
say-
not what we're dealing with. What we're dealing with
Yeah.
is look at the Illinois mayor who is, posting posters of herself out there, and then when they bring charges up against her, she's like, "No, you're racist." Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
ridiculous bullshit that we're dealing with out here.
Yeah.
And it takes awareness. Like, you have to see this stuff and say, hey, yeah, this is bullshit. But
Yeah.
until it's like, oh well, this is the way that things go.
Did you hear that mayor's starting a podcast?
Um,
Oh,
Wait, which mayor
God.
starting a
Doesn't surprise
podcast?
me.
What?
Yeah, the most corrupt mayor in the U.S. starting a podcast.
Who's publishing it?
dude, yo, we can start a podcast.
I think she's self.
We are.
Technically.
No, we're not.
That's what Minions of the Zoo is.
No,
Well, we're
it's
not
not.
actually on. We're not actually a podcast because we're not on like podcast stuff, but that's essentially what this is, right?
Yeah.
I'd agree.
But I think she's
We
self-publishing.
hit the
and by
airways, baby.
self-publishing, I mean, I think she's embezzling money in order to pay for the self-publishing.
Yeah.
Oh, an Illinois politician that's corrupt and embezzling money. Oh, I'm so shocked.
Oh, it gets better. Have you not heard about this crazy woman, Inquisitor?
No, what? Who is she? I can look her up.
Okay.
Oh, she's the mayor of the village of Dalton.
Yes. Dalton's mayor.
Nuts. Dude, how have you not heard of her?
They've been calling her Nina Brown because she dresses and acts like Nino Brown.
You're talking Tiffany A. Henyard?
Yep, that's the one.
Yes.
Coolest cat
Okay.
in the whole dang town.
Yeah,
She had a
Politicians
DJ at
cancer
the,
charity. Almost all of its reported money from what?
Bro,
From
no
tax.
way.
Okay, what? Dalton Politicians Cancer Charity got almost all of its reported money from taxpayers.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
She also,
Also-
at city council meetings, she would have a DJ to play like music cues and whatnot.
Bro,
And apparently had him playing Rihanna's "Bitch Better Have My Money."
yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Mayor of
Businesses have
Nice.
had their license pulled after like not supporting the mayor's campaign financially.
Yep.
Oh,
Mayor
this
of Dalton, Illinois vetoes investigation into herself.
Ma'am, we're going to take you up on corruption charges. No. No, thank you.
no, I'm closing that case. Yeah.
She was
This
also
is
calling
amazing.
that case racist. She was
Of
closing
course.
it, by the way.
Yeah, because
Of
Oh,
course,
she
yeah.
was calling like the members of the city council racist and everything because
Yep.
they were
She-
beating up on a black woman in power or something.
She was saying that they weren't real black people because they were beating up on a woman in power.
What is
But they
Dalton?
were like ethnicity. They were, but
Yeah,
they weren't really.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. What the fuck?
The
Wait.
city council
I'm
is
so
almost
sorry.
100%.
Oh, guys,
they said
Dalton
with a straight
is in
face.
South Chicago. Are we really surprised?
But that's the thing. How yo, Gamergate 2.0 is starting up right now.
Oh yeah, with Sweet Baby.
Yeah, no. How are we gonna be like? How are we gonna sit there and it's still accept this nonsense? It just makes no sense. Oh no, you're pulling this up because you're racist, dude. Come on, man. Like, how many times do we have to hear this nonsense that You really want me to accept this as a response? Like, are there no
And
She
adults
was-
anymore? What the fuck is going on?
accept and
Oh.
don't
She was,
question. That's what they want.
And Inquisitor,
uh-huh.
have you looked up how she got into politics?
Oh no.
No, all I see right here is the fact that she was elected in February 2021 with 82% of the vote.
Yep, and she was elected after being found. All right, so she was stealing cars, was convicted of stealing cars, got out, ran, won.
So she's a felon.
Yes.
Is she even like? Are felons even allowed to run for office?
Yep.
Or
I think
is it
so,
because she
yeah.
she
In
did
Gotham,
her time?
allowed to
So
do the-
But you're allowed to run.
well, okay, this is gonna sound terrible. Does she reflect the common populace there by her crimes? Because I can understand
Yes.
why they voted
Yes.
for her.
In Gotham City.
You-
That is the politest way I think I've ever heard anyone say, "Is she black?" Yes, she is.
Because you want your elected representatives, right, to
Mhm.
kind of I can understand.
This is South Chicago, also, by the way. So yeah, it in and of itself is crime ridden. You know, you don't go a day without hearing of one of the neighboring places, namely Harvey, Illinois, getting drive-by shootings all the time. And so the fact that the mayor of their suburb is also a criminal, I'm not shocked.
Also,
There's a reason why I live in the West Side.
since you have her pulled up, which town is she also on the board of? Because she's the mayor of one town while also a board member of another town.
Let me look a little
And
bit
she's
more into
embezzling
her.
from both of them.
Yeah, that other town. What they got them like cop cars,
And hello, Kefki.
and they don't have a police
Hello.
force.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh no. I mean,
What?
oh, hi.
Do you want me to leave?
No.
You sure? I heard it. Oh no. Sorry.
No, you know, I'm just.
Let's see here.
Oh, that was Adam. I didn't know that was you saying. Oh no.
Good. I blend in very nicely.
You got camouflage.
No, Camel has
Uh,
camouflage.
Okay, so it says that she became mayor in 2021, but she was an 8-year village trustee of Dalton.
If I remember correctly, she's still a trustee of another village.
Let me see. Oh, she was the first African American woman mayor.
Huh?
Yep.
Oh, a
Good for
first.
her.
Wow.
Break that ceiling.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got to whistle in the same tune.
Rabies, Johnny? Really?
No, that's the symbol of
Metal.
the first Black American Latino lesbian Taco Bell.
Did you say black lesbian Taco Bell?
Whoa!
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like,
Hold on, I'm trying to.
wait.
I'm still concluding the ritual.
oh,
Careful.
Henyard is a
Like,
recipient of the Chicago Anti-Eviction Campaign Human Rights Defender Award, Chicago Honors Community Activist of the Year Award, and Dorothy Brown and New Millennium of Women for Change Government Committed Award, the prestigious Queen's Award for service to community during COVID-19 crisis, the 2022 United Way Leadership Award, and South Suburban College MLK Award.
yay! She got so many awards.
She's the only one who applied for them.
Yeah, right. Well, no, they she was a shoe-in because she was the first woman.
Sorry.
No, you guys are mixing
That was a bit
standards.
inappropriate.
She wasn't awarded them. She's just in possession of them.
No.
She used her. She applied
Look,
her
Kefki
skills from her
just joined.
previous
Don't break her
career
gift yet.
to acquire. This is amazing from an outside perspective, but I cry for the poor people who actually have to have her.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
That's
82% of the vote, they deserve what they get.
though
Yeah, well,
it gets even
other
better,
people.
Inquisitor, because there was a recall on her. She was
she did-
voted out, and she said no.
Wait, what?
Of course she did. No, you can't have an inquisition against me. No, I will not be leaving.
I thought if she voted out, doesn't she have to leave?
I guess not.
Oh,
She
wow.
said
Yeah.
no.
Freaking wow.
Oh my god.
That's insane.
It's just
It's
amazing.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
ridiculous. She has a
She previously served as a village trustee before becoming the youngest woman mayor in the village's 130-year history, calling herself the most powerful woman in Southland of Chicago. And super mayor, she unanimously abused taxpayers' dollars by blowing money on a first-class flight to Las Vegas, over-the-top security, personalized billboards, hiring DJs for town meetings, filming music videos with cops, a professional stylist to get glam for her community events, expensive dinners such as a $587 bill at a steakhouse, and taking $300,000 salary. She also sparked outrage by describing herself as, quote, God's favorite, proposing a new law that would cap the next mayor's salary at $25,000 while she took $300,000, unless she remained in the role. Hiring a child rapist as her town's code enforcement officer, using public employees and vehicles to promote her personal charity, and declaring that, quote, I am and forever will be Dalton's mayor. She concurrently serves as Thornton Township supervisor. So there's the other one. She's the Thornton Township supervisor and mayor of Dalton.
That's the one. Thornton. They try to get them like cop
Right.
cars.
and
get
she
them, like,
embezzled the shit out of everything.
See, I
But
who
Thornton
the
doesn't have a
fuck
police
are we
force,
talking
from
about?
what I understand.
Who is this?
Her name is
Tiffany Henry.
Tiffany Henyard.
Better known
Or-
as Mayor Nina Brown.
Glorious Tiffany Henyard, according to Historica.com.
Inquisitor, you mentioned the overpaying for security.
Mhm.
So, one of the scandals that came out about her was how much OT her security team was putting into the system to be paid. What is the greatest number of hours that you think her security detail put in for OT when it came to protecting her? So this is for
22.
1 week, and this is OT. So they're working 40 hours, and then this is over 40 hours.
62.
126.
Oh my god!
You're close. It was 120.
Oh
Do
my
you guys
god!
know how many hours there are in a week?
168.
Yes.
Oh my god!
The
they
motherfucker
barely
said
had
that
to
he was
sleep.
only not working for 8 hours.
When did they sleep?
Apparently, like an hour and change a night. Kefki.
Oh my god! This woman.
Probably sitting up, with her
Gee,
eyes open, just to
I'm
be
just gonna
extra
say it.
vigilant.
She hired a child rapist. She's a bitch.
Yep.
Bitch, 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 bitch.
Oh, and the
bitch,
cops
bitch,
for
bitch,
the
bitch,
music
bitch.
videos, that was a taxpayer funded as well. That was overtime pay for the police force.
Yep.
Badger. Sorry.
So I'm looking here at Dalton. Its figures for its racial makeup. It is 13.23% white, 81.88% Black African American, 0.11% Native American, 0.56% Asian, 0.2 or 0.02% Pacific Islander, some other race alone, 0.13%, mixed race or multi-racial, 0.98%, and Hispanic or Latino, 3.9%.
Mixed is
Uh,
so low. Usually mixed is like high up there, because most of us are mutts.
Yeah, true,
Mhm.
true. But need I remind you, she had 82% of the vote, 81.88% black, and 0.98% mixed or biracial.
Yep.
It sounds to me like she got just the black vote, period. That's, it was the fact that she was a young black woman. And I don't think people were really looking at her policies or what she was planning on doing much.
She's got
The median house income for the area is $50,237. The median income for a family is $57,634. Males with a median income of 33.939 versus 33.354 for females. Per capita income for the village was $22,135. Mind you, remember, she took millions for her charity.
Yep.
They don't have millions for their budget.
Yep.
Oh.
If I recall correctly from what I heard, before she became mayor, they had a budget surplus,
Yep.
and now they're like
That's probably what it was. She
in the hole.
Yeah, she probably spent all of their surplus and put them in a deficit. Yeah.
Look, you guys just don't understand. Y'all don't understand the cost of upkeep of a woman to look beautiful and glorious. A woman of her stature.
Hey, you know what?
Prestige.
She is a good-looking woman. I'm not going to say that she isn't, but bitch ain't worth $1 million.
See the crazy eyes on her.
Oh yeah, absolutely you can.
That
let's
is
see here.
straight up. I will stab you in your sleep after chopping off your dick. Crazy eyes.
In November 2023, WGN News published a two-part series of articles alleging widespread misspending and harassment of political opponents by the mayor, Tiffany Henyard. On February 20th, 2024, it was reported that the Federal Bureau of Investigation had launched a probe into alleged misconduct of Mayor Henyard. So she can tell the cops all she wants not to investigate her, but now she's got the feds coming after her. So,
Well,
I mean, she ain't gotta worry about her nightlight. You know, she got plenty of glowies in her house now.
Yeah.
No, I think the reason why like the feds are investigating is because some city council members actually went to the FBI. Is like, hey, our cops won't do anything. She's breaking the law. Please.
Not only were their cops not doing anything, she had gang members that she paid to harass
Oh my god.
members of the council.
Oh my god.
Well, that's what it says, that she had harassment of her political opponents.
Yep, that was by convicted gang members.
I'm not shocked. This is South Chicago here. I mean, land of the drive-by.
Yep.
You think she's gonna get arrested? Sorry, I got pizza. You think she's gonna get arrested?
Probably. I mean, the like I said, she ain't got to worry about nightlights in her house. Her whole house is glowing, so you know.
Hey, wait, Kefki,
What?
what kind of pizza?
Oh, I got Angelo's pizza.
Angelo's pizza.
Yeah.
Angelo.
Angelo.
Who is
He
Angelo?
moved here from New York, and he
Yo, Angelo.
Tastes like
Are you folding the pizza?
But Angelo's such an Italian name, and ugh.
He's an Italian. What do you expect?
Ugh, Italians. Ugh.
Hey, my Jimbo is an Italian. He makes good pasta, guys. Look.
Does the Itai know that
That's
you
not
have
what
this
I know.
pizza?
Wait, what?
Does
I
the
just thought it was
Itai know
Angelo
that...
flavored.
Oh, you thought it was Angelo flavored.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, It's basically a supreme. It's got green peppers, tons of cheese, pepperoni, sausage, like real sausage, not that fake little shit that you get at other pizza joints. Black olives, onions,
What does that even mean?
mushrooms.
It's like Italian sausage. There's probably
Okay,
like
so like you go to Pizza Hut and you say you want sausage, and they give you those little tiny sausage bits or chunks. This is real sausage. It's sliced cylindrical sausage encasing it.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
See,
not
I
just
was-
sausage.
Real Italian
meat,
sausage,
but-
yeah. Yeah.
See, when you said real sausage, I thought of the classic Jimmy Dean commercial that still fills me with dread of Jimmy Dean.
Yeah, this is Jimmy
Oh,
Dean.
no.
Because it was
Real big.
the eggs come from real chickens.
Uh-huh.
The milk comes from real cows. The
Uh-huh.
sausage comes from Jimmy Dean.
Oh no. Oh god. Oh god. No. No.
Well, I mean, Jimmy Dean is the number one choice for cannibals. So you know.
Yeah, apparently.
I will never eat Jimmy Dean sausage again.
Yeah, that was one of their old adverts for the breakfast sandwiches that they were selling. It was the eggs come from real chicken. The milk comes from real cows. The sausage comes from Jimmy Dean. Who the fuck is Jimmy Dean and what are you doing to the poor man?
Hey Goose, you learned how to make orange chicken and chicken parmesan?
Whoa.
Is that what you're saying? Oh, sorry, it's hard for me to read it, but that
No,
is
he
cool.
learned that
Orange
chicken
chicken
and
is
chicken,
delicious.
orange chicken and chicken parm are American-made dishes.
Yep.
Yeah, but he
Well, most
you
of these
learn how
things
to
are
make
made in
that.
America.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the strange thing is, most of the things that say American aren't made in America.
Mm-hmm.
Like, American cheese is not something that was invented in America.
Well, it just happens. French fries, they weren't made in France.
Yeah, but do you know who did make American cheese?
Waldorf.
Sora,
Statler
do you
the
want to
Third.
explain for your country?
Waldorf Stipley the
Oh,
Third.
it's Canadian. American cheese is Canadian.
Yeah, American cheese is Canadian.
When we say
Really?
American
Well, to be
cheese,
fair-
do we mean the plastic, like the cheese?
Government
thing? Do we-
cheese? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
To be fair,
the best. I
Canada
love that
is
stuff.
part of America.
Yeah.
You know, the North American continent.
Yeah, but Canada and America. Wait. Yeah, they're separate. They're two different countries. Why though?
Yeah.
At
Well, we haven't
least for
annexed them yet.
now.
Ah.
Yeah.
But they were part of the colonies, right? Or
They were colonies, but not part of the American colonies.
Oh, okay.
It's only a matter of time until the communion is complete.
The what now?
Well, yeah, you see, that there was
Canada, United
plans.
States of America, Mexico, come.
You know that there were plans in the 20s drawn up for invasion plans of Canada.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll meet you all in the
Operation
Arctic.
Canadian Bacon is a good.
Most American cheese.
All I gotta say is,
Anyway, it's
what's
cheddar.
probably more likely is that Canada will get annexed by the United States.
Like Velveeta. Velveeta is not
well,
cheese. It is
I'm sure we'll
cheese,
join
dude.
forces
God, I
with the
love it.
Russians
Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
and the Chinese at that point.
I mean, you're just giving us
I'm
more
going
reason to back Monkey's Plan to nuke
I'm
Canada.
Oh,
He just wants to do it
okay.
for the weather,
I
but I
welcome
mean,
it.
if you're gonna,
Well, I'm just saying that we need to put a stopgap on Ontario because I am sick of that fucking, the gigantic jet stream coming down fucking Lake Michigan. We had 11 tornadoes touch down in Chicago just a couple of weeks ago,
jeez.
and then immediately afterwards it snowed.
Sucks to be you.
Jeez. Well, you guys are the Windy
Right.
City, but I'll shut up.
I'm sorry.
So I think Ontario needs to answer for its crimes.
What you're saying is that Chicago actually got cleaned for once.
Got what?
Yeah.
Got cleaned
got
for
clean.
once. It was a cosmic vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, Spittle
Kinda.
Velveeta is a cheese Product.
Well, no.
God, I love it.
See, that's the thing. Is that where the tornadoes touched down, it wasn't all necessarily all that dirty. You know, it'd be different if it landed in the south side of Chicago. Maybe we could have gotten rid of this Dalton person. But no, it happened in the fucking northwest suburbs. It was weird.
Did it destroy homes or anything, or was it just?
There were a couple of touchdowns, but it wasn't necessarily all that bad, Kefki.
Okay.
There apparently was a tornado touchdown in Hoffman Estates, and then it went all the way up to Gurney and Waukegan, which is on the north side. Waukegan's kind of a shithole, so I guess the whole vacuum cleanering them would be okay, but. Yeah, no, otherwise it was just like I said. Apparently, the storm network clocked 11 tornadoes, but only like a handful touchdown, and there wasn't really all that much damage. I drove through Hoffman Estates the other day, and there was nothing.
That's good because God, tornadoes, fucking hell, they terrify me. I have we had 1 year. I think I had just gotten out of high school. It was like 1999. No, I was still in school, and we had over 20-something touchdowns around Nashville and in Tennessee, and maybe over that. But it was just insane. It was so crazy that it has definitely traumatized me. Every time I hear the tornado siren, I will freeze up. We had one this year actually that tore up. Like Kroger, it destroyed my dentist's office, tore the roof off of it.
Oh no.
It completely demolished an auto shop. It just picked it up and threw it across the road. Yeah. Wow. It was crazy. So tornadoes ain't no joke. They are terrifying.
I remember there's this one story where I used to live in Ohio. It was a little tiny town called Carlisle. And it was funny because what happened was there was a tornado once that touched down literally on my street on Twin Creek Drive.
Oh, no.
And what happened was that the tornado, it followed the street.
They'll do that. I don't know why.
Yeah, like, it didn't go through the houses or anything like that. But here's the thing, right? It made a complete 90-degree turn. It tore the shingles off of our neighbor's roof. Okay, really? Didn't damage our house, but it tore the shingles off our neighbor's roof, and it just followed the street, and it made like 15 something right angle turns.
That's insane.
All the way until it made it to City Hall of Carlisle, and then ripped the roof off of it.
That's okay. That's an act of God.
I was going to say, God's judging you guys for that one.
Well, at that point, I was just saying that tornado had a political agenda.
It did. It had a mind of its own. That's insane.
Yeah, that was God telling you all to vote differently.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's wow. I mean, I've seen them follow a road to a degree. I've never seen them do something like that. It's crazy. Yeah,
it was kind of nuts.
Had an agenda.
Yep,
so I do have.
That's what I say.
What the fuck did your neighbor do?
I don't know. Just
he knew.
That's the important question there.
Well, I do know that this was the neighbor that had two chow that they like to leave off the leash and come and fight our Siberian Huskies. So we weren't too broken up by them having their shingles ripped off their roof.
So it was for being shitty dog owners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems
They
appropriate.
deserve that.
Yeah.
I bet all the neighbors looked, even if they didn't have the dog problem, look at them like askance afterwards, like,
Everyone's giving them the side eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way: we wouldn't let our one Siberian Husky out when we saw the chow out, specifically because we knew that our dog also was the one that gave me the scars on my head. But our dog would like go up and scare flocks of like sparrows that were like hiding in the fields and snatch them out of the air for fun.
Oh yeah, my dog Chopper, he's a lab. He used to do something similar. He would get up on top of his damn doghouse and jump up and
Mhm.
try to grab them. He would get some of them too, and then he would eat
Yep.
them, and then he would get
Yeah,
milk.
it was weird because like there'd be times I'm sitting there like going out and taking the dog out, and I'd look down and I'd see just like 4 or 5 dead birds
Oh God!
with like two or 3 punctures in their body, and then they're just dead.
He
I'm
didn't,
like, good
he
lord.
didn't eat the burbs. He didn't eat them.
No, she just snatched them out of the air, bit them once, killed
Wow.
them, and dropped them.
Well, I guess they were like toys to her. It's like, oh, look at this toy.
Exactly. Yeah, so that was our scary Siberian Husky. Yeah,
Yeah. Chow chows are mean though. Chow dogs
they are.
mean. My grandpa, my paternal grandpa had a chow named oh Lord, what was that dog's? I can't even remember that dog's name. I will later. The meanest Panda. She was the meanest damn thing ever. She got a hold of my cat because my cat got out of the house and she grabbed it. I remember trying to get the cat away and I couldn't. And my cousin finally got in between Panda and Trigger. And the cat was the one with 2 legs. Front 2 legs were paralyzed, so he hopped around like a bunny rabbit. And
Aw.
yeah, we got him when he was a baby. He had a door shut on him, and so we adopted him. They said he wasn't going to live long. He lived for like 6 or 7 years. But yeah, she got a hold of Trigger, and thank God my cousin got her. Trigger was okay. Basically, we took him to the vet, and he was okay. But yeah, my grandpa, he turns around and I had tried to talk to him. He goes, "Oh, you shut up! You smacked my dog, you dirty Indian bitch!"
Oh God.
Yes, Pappy Hody was mean. He's
Yeah.
like, "I don't want you to touch me. Get the hell away from me." That dog was his
Yeah.
life, though. So I was like, yeah, okay, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. I did smack the shit out of that dog, though. And still didn't
Yeah,
let
some
go.
dog.
And,
Yeah,
and
some-
it bit my cousin all up her arms, too. And that used to be her
Ooh.
dog when she was
Ugh.
a youngin'. Yeah.
So what do you
For like
do to
4
it to
years.
to make it so vicious?
He just encouraged it and let it go around the neighborhood and attack other dogs and do this and that.
Yeah.
It never did nothing like that. And yeah.
It's why I've said many times, you don't have bad dogs, you have bad
Yeah,
owners.
bad dog owners, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, hell,
I could agree with that.
the dog breed that everyone points to as, no, this is a bad dog breed, is the pit bull.
Mhm.
Do you know what the pit bull's nickname used to be?
A nanny dog, isn't it?
Yes,
Or is
it was the
yeah.
nanny dog.
Aw.
Because pit bulls were raised to be protective, and specifically, they were raised to be protective of children. So, when you had a small child, you'd get a pit bull. You would have the pit bull look after the child.
Babysit.
Babysit, effectively, which is why it became known as the nanny dog.
That's funny. That's cute.
And they like to cuddle and they're sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No,
But if
I agree.
You
Only
treat
the
them like
dog
shit.
owners-
They're vicious bastards.
Yeah. There's no bad dogs. It's bad dog owners. It really is.
Mhm.
Just like I was saying, Panda never bit Autumn, and she had her for years.
Mhm.
I said my cousin's name, so that's okay. Never bit my cousin. Never bit Autumn at all, and she was well behaved and sweet as pie. But then when she got Paps, oh my God, was vicious puppers. Well, it wasn't a puppers by that time, but I don't know what the hell he did to that poor puppers.
I was really tempted to make a joke that you also doxed the dog.
Oh no, I doxed a dog!
Well, we have her government name. We can find which chow she likes.
Yes.
Dog
Yes,
Purina.
we
No,
can.
I don't like
I tried to avoid-
when you hear about that. It makes me worried that abuse may have been done to the dog to get
I
it.
hope not. Oh
Yeah,
God.
because
But you know
her
what?
I hope not either.
I do too. He was mean though, so I wouldn't put it back. But I hope not. I hope not. So yeah, she was such a sweet puppers until she got, she went to live with Pat. Mm.
Yeah, it's
We had
sad when that
one
happens.
chow in the neighborhood here who was ancient, and his owner was an ancient old gentleman, and you'd see them walking together, both hobbling along, very slow, very arthritic, very old. The both of them, very cute, very sweet. But
That just reminded me of one of the saddest panels of anything that I've read. That it's from a manga. And it seems really fucking harsh when you read it if you don't know what it is.
mm,
Because it's an old man and an old dog walking together.
mhm.
And each of them has a thought bubble of, come on, you old fuck, just die already.
Oh wow.
But, and they're just like going off on, you're old, you're going to die, just get it over with, fucking die already. But then you
Wow.
actually read everything else around it, and it's both of them are
Mhm.
just being insanely stubborn,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just surviving long enough so that the other one doesn't have to deal with their death.
Oh.
Yeah,
That is. Yeah.
that's really heartbreaking, actually.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of the most like, whoa, fuck you,
Yeah.
gut punches. Because it is something that it seems funny and ridiculous, and then you find out the actual story of it, and you're just going, fuck you. Fuck everything about you, you son of a bitch, you twisted bastard. Why are you making me feel these things?
Why must you make me feel feelings?
Yeah.
No.
I come here for the ha-has, not the boo-boos.
I like that. I come here for the ha-has, not the boo-boos. That's fun.
Like I said, it is one of those scenes where it's just, oh, that is an absolute kick in the nuts. And it was just really well done, where when you're reading through, you realize that that's happening. And then it reaches that point where it's their internal monologues just pissed off and hoping the other one dies. Because if the other one dies, then they can finally die. Then at the end,
Ed.
yeah, at the end, they do both go out at the same time.
Aw. Well, that's good. That's still sad.
So wait, what is this?
Was the saddest panel of anything that I've ever read. It's from a manga where there's an old dude walking an old dog, and it goes to their internal monologue, and both of them are functionally saying, come on, you old fuck, just die already, die! And the entire story is that they've been together their entire lives, effectively. And each of them is just surviving out of stubbornness because they don't want the other person to have to deal with their death.
Ah, okay.
And to have to be alone. So it's this, oh God. And you find that out in the rest of the story, but just that one panel, when you know what it's about, it's heartbreaking. When you don't know what it's about, you're going, what the fuck is wrong with these two?
Yeah. And I just want to comment
Sorry.
for also give my condolences to Spittle Buggy. So that's a hard thing to go through last year. Yeah, it's tough. It's we rely on our furry friends so much when bad things
Mhm.
happen that it's so difficult when we lose them as well.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Spill.
Yeah, that's tragic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember when I was
I'm
young,
sorry.
my father was allergic to cats and dogs, so couldn't get a cat or dog.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there was the running joke that as time went on, I became more and more sure that it wasn't technically a running joke and it might have actually been what was happening. Because the joke is that I was given small animals to learn how to be gentle.
Mm-hmm.
All my early pets were gerbils.
Gerbils
I'm
live a
not
fairly
sure that it
long
was a
time, right?
gerbils can live a few years.
Okay.
They aren't exceptionally long-lived, but they aren't ridiculously short-lived either.
Not like a rat that's like what, a year, maybe 2.
Yeah, it's like 2 to 4, I think, is the norm for gerbils.
Okay.
But
And Sanguine, you totally missed the point. It was rabbits.
Wabbit season.
Gonna pet the rabbits, George.
Wabbit.
yeah, they didn't give me rabbits; they gave me gerbils.
They were cheap. Gerbils are cheaper.
Yeah,
Ah.
Wabbit.
like I said, I'm not 100% sure the running joke of they gave me small animals to learn how to be gentle is entirely a joke, considering I was given small animals.
Well, honestly, it sounds like a good way to. I mean, it sounds like it worked.
Yeah, but
Oh, I remember a friend of the family, like we were talking about like getting pets and stuff, and they're like, "Oh yeah, just we always get hamsters because they're trainer pets,
Mhm.
so
mhm,
it doesn't matter if they die."
Oh,
And I was
that's
like,
fucked up.
"Oh
I
my
was gonna say,
god,
what? No,
what the
yeah, it
fuck?"
does matter if you die because it's a pet. You don't want it to die.
yeah, that's fucking morbid.
Yeah, well, there you go. Some people, that's how they view the little guys. I
Hmm.
don't particularly want them as a pet, but they're still a little life,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Hamsters are mean. All my dealings with hamsters, they've been mean. Mean little.
Oh, if you get
boogers.
pet store hamsters are mean as shit because
Yep.
they don't get socialized.
Yep.
Yeah.
Them's the hamsters. I had Snowball. She bit the shit out of my finger. Never wanted to pet a hamster again.
Yep. Yeah, if you
Ironically,
get
my rat Ginseng bit me too, but she had a reason because I had used that sea breeze stuff. I don't know if you know what. Remember that astringent for your face back in the 90s?
Mhm.
Yeah, I was using that, and I washed my hands, but evidently it didn't get off my hands completely. And I went up to boop her nose, and the smell hurt her because you know how sensitive their noses are, and she bit me.
Mhm.
When I
Mhm.
got home, though, she was all cuddles and kisses and love. I think she felt bad. Rats are so smart, though. They really
They
are.
They are.
And
They
they're
are.
affectionate. They make great pets.
About the only downside to a rat is like just as you're like getting really, really attached to them, that's the end of their lifespan.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
That's sad.
But
I
yeah,
think King lived for 2 years, and she caught pneumonia. They're prone to that because their sinuses are very delicate.
Mhm.
all the rodents, if you get the pet store ones, they tend to be mean unless you get them very young.
Mhm.
Yeah, you need to hand raise them yourself.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
lucked out with ginseng. She was a feeder rat, and this guy was talking. I was in the pet store and happened to see this guy, and she was the only one in there talking about he wanted to feed his ball python. He needed to get a rat to feed his ball python. He walked away for a minute to go get his girlfriend or something, I think. And as soon as he did, I'm like, "Hey, ma'am, I want this rat."
You
I got him.
meanie.
I'm not a meanie, so I got Ting, and yeah, as I was walking away, going up to the checkout, that guy was walking back there. He was just looking like, "Huh?" I'm like,
So what's
I'm
this
guessing
ball
he was-
python gonna eat now, huh?
it can eat tender victuals or something.
I'm guessing that you got it when it was a furry or a fuzzy. That's what they're called.
No,
because
it was.
pinkies
She
and
was
then
a full
fuzzies, I
grown.
think.
She was a full grown rat. She
Oh,
was
okay.
too big, but she was the sweetest thing.
So
It
he's
took
just
her a
gonna
little
put like an
while.
adult rat, just like drop it in there with the python, like Thunderdome. Just
Yeah, probably. But she was the sweetest thing. Yeah, she took a little, like probably about 2 or 3 weeks to warm up to me. But once she did, she was just awesome.
That must have been a huge python. Because normally you give them either pinkies or
Yeah,
fuzzies.
yeah, the
Mhm.
little pinkies. Yeah, I used to work at a pet store. I hated that they would take them out and freeze them, and that broke
Oh.
my heart. I'm like, how can you do that? And it's like, well, I have to feed the snacks, and I'm like, how can you do that? Oh,
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's, gotta feed the snakes.
yeah.
no, I don't think we do. I reject that paradigm.
No, snakes can be useful. It's mosquitoes. Fuck mosquitoes.
Yeah, fuck
Yes.
mosquitoes.
I say fuck them both.
Them skeeters can just go away.
They carry horrible diseases. Fuck mosquitoes.
Yeah, gas the mosquitoes, kill the snakes.
No.
That's my platform.
The Irish part of me is happy that you say that. The rest of me is going, no, don't do that.
Wasn't it?
Hey,
no,
Patty
no,
had
say-
a point, all right, Sanguine.
But
snakes.
Saint, it wasn't Saint Patty that got rid of the snakes out of Ireland, was it?
Yeah, that's the myth about him.
No, I thought that he brought Christianity to Ireland. Was what
Yeah,
it was.
yeah,
Like,
he drove
mainly
out the
Got rid of
Catholicism.
the snakes.
One
Oh,
of
okay.
his miracles was getting rid of all the snakes.
Okay.
You know, them boa constrictors can get huge, though. We had two,
Oh, yeah.
took care of two of them, of my uncles, Ziggy and Zabu. My God, Ziggy was ginormous. He was so big that my uncle would feed him small rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh no! Like I saw a couple of
See,
different
like-
snake videos on Twitter
And I
recently,
couldn't watch that.
and like there was one. It was like I was like it was in like Brazil or something, like
Mhm.
a like 900-pound like I can't remember. It was like I want to say anaconda, python, one of the two.
Yep.
I don't know. It was like on a piece of construction equipment, just ridiculous size snake.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another one with a dude like swimming, I guess, in a river or lake. Snake was even bigger. I was like, no, fuck this. No bueno.
And the irony is that that's one thing that we absolutely have up on Australia.
Snacks.
What's that?
Yeah, we have way more deadly snakes here in America than they do in Australia.
I feel like we should
Really?
change that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because we got cottonmouths and...
Yeah, sidewinders.
Yeah.
All different kinds of rattlesnakes.
Deport them all to Australia.
Yeah, I
They
keep
won't
on
notice.
saying that I'm trying to break the myth
The
one.
rabbit population.
I want to break the myth one person at a time. I reject this whole idea that Australia is more dangerous than the United States.
Yeah,
I
we got
reject
more
it
guns than
wholesale.
people. We're definitely more dangerous.
Well, we got way more dangerous people, of course. You know, for being a country founded on on a population of criminals, they're not quite as deadly as they are here in the States. But no,
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
they were also a population of jailers too. So
yeah, true. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. But think about it, right? Their big dangerous dog, the dingo, right?
Mm-hmm.
we just
We
did
ha-
it with all the prudish Puritans.
Yeah, we have coyotes and we have gray wolves.
Mm-hmm.
We have bears. They don't. What's their big cat? The
Feral house
Tasmanian
cat.
tiger?
No, that's
The Tasmanian tiger? Oh yeah, that one doesn't exist anymore. We have mountain lions.
God, it's a thousand. Poor
We have-
Tasmanians, though.
We have brown recluse. We
Oh,
have
God,
black widows.
Oh,
We have all different kinds of poisonous snakes. America is way more dangerous
We
than
got
Australia.
big brown recluse problem here in Tennessee too. They is
Oh,
everywhere.
Kefki, we're infested with brown recluse in our apartment.
God. My brother got bit by one on his ankle. It rotted a hole into his ankle. He had to go have the flesh digged out and stuffed it with gauze. And oh
Yep.
my God, I felt so bad.
Yep.
I felt so bad.
It's
for my
cold.
brother.
I actually-
My God.
debriding.
Yeah, I actually got bit by one on my pinky.
Oh.
And it swelled up really bad.
Did
then
you get it in time before it necrosed to the doctor?
Well, it swelled up really bad, and then
Mhm.
it popped and recessed. So
Mhm.
it became this gigantic, open sore for a while, but it didn't spread. So
Oh, thank God. Thank God. Because that's you were lucky because the common is that it will spread and necrose the flesh around until it just you're bigger.
The major thing that happens is the venom essentially it contributes to a flesh-eating bacteria called necrotizing fasciitis.
Mhm.
But I was young enough. I mean, I was in my 20s, so no, my immune system was healthy enough.
Mhm.
Technically, necrotizing fasciitis isn't the bacteria; it is the syndrome.
Oh, I thought that was the name of the bacteria too.
Nope, because you have, depending on the area that it's affecting, you get different necrotizing. Because you have necrotizing myelitis, necrotizing neuritis, and necrotizing. There's fasciitis, and then there's one more. There's a fourth of the.
Okay, so it's an STI. Necrotizing fasciitis it's an STI subset of aggressive skin soft tissue infections as SSTIs caused by necrosis of the muscle fascia and subcutaneous tissues. So it's whatever disease or bacteria that causes it, that is the syndrome caused by whatever, which could be the spider bite itself or a bacteria. But the bacteria is finds a home in those spider bites, which is usually what happens.
And there's like 6 common ones that cause necrotizing. Like
Spittle Buggy brought up scorpions. We have the most deadly scorpion in the world. The second is in India. And then he brought up centipedes and millipedes. Yes, but those are mostly contained in South America. Because then you've got the fucking massive centipedes that snatch bats out of the air in caves in Venezuela. Yeah. Yeah, they hang upside down and snatch bats out of the air. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
But like I said, America has more dangerous flora and fauna than they do in Australia.
No, thank you. Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, there's dangerous shit in like the Pacific Ocean and stuff like that too, but it's mostly going to be around like the Sea of Japan. Because I mean, that's where tiger sharks are.
Yeah, but let's like
is too, yeah.
The thing is with anything that's in the water, right? That they might have worse water things, Wizard, but it's like that's in the water. You don't have to be in the water versus you kind of have to be on land.
You kind of have to be on land. Yeah, exactly. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that America's more dangerous than Australia.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you have crocs. We have alligators.
We have both crocs and alligators in Florida.
Yep, but I'm saying the one that is in the greater supply in the U.S.
are gators, yes.
Yeah.
But we have both.
And is it Africa that has the saltwater gator?
Yes. Africa has the saltwater gator. And they also have freshwater gators and they have freshwater crocodiles and then saltwater gators. Yes.
Who has the cute little caiman, like the mini looking? Hold on.
The what?
I think they're called caimans.
Cayman?
CAY.
Okay, I misheard that the first time. I heard who have the gaymen, And I'm going, well, they're all over the place. Mainly in Hollywood.
Mykonos.
Okay,
Oh
you're talking
no,
about
they're
the
not the ones. That's a lizard. No, there's a weird little it looks like a mini alligator maybe.
yeah. You're
you're
talking about
the
you're Cayman.
which
Yeah.
is
They're Mexico and Central and South America.
Okay.
Yeah, they belong to the family of
And they're-
alligators.
it's
They're
CAI
adorable.
is what.
Yeah, CAIMAN.
CAI.
Yeah, Cayman.
MA.
Yeah.
And
They're adorable, and I love them.
Well, have you heard what the sound that baby alligators make?
Yes, the little laser sounds.
Yeah, the laser sounds.
my
Yeah. Pew pew pew.
Oh, they're so cute. So deadly little prehistoric creatures, but they're adorable.
It's,
I
it's,
have.
it's such a
have,
shame they grow up to be killing machines.
I know. I have healthy respect for like the sharks, alligators, crocodiles, all of these like primordial, surviving, prehistoric looking creatures. You know, like they survived. You have to give them their due respect.
Mm-hmm.
Embanak, sorry, had to walk away. I know I was the main
back.
culprit of talking about spitters and stuff, but oh my god, I had to step away. It was you. It's most of the time. Well, I can't say it doesn't get to me because it will get to me. It depends on the mood I'm in, if it freaks me out or not. Yeah.
Oh, it like gives you the shivers, like the
Yes.
because
I'm
Yeah.
terrified of them.
one of the most.
I was gonna say,
insane things
Assassin.
that- go ahead.
Well, Assassin of the Gray brought up Africa has murder blubber cows. I'm not going to say. I am not going to compare America to Africa. Africa has way more dangerous shit than America. Okay,
Why are the murder
Africa,
cows so cute?
Africa have elephants. Africa have lions, cheetahs, leopards. They have hyenas. They have way more dangerous shit in Africa than they do in America. I'm just saying that America is more dangerous than Australia.
Though bears beat the shit out of a good chunk of lions, good chunk of tigers, and
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Grizzlies
my.
and
chunk
especially
of
especially
gorilla-
polar
sorry,
bears.
gorilla. Yeah.
Oh. Have you heard of the new growler
Yes,
bears? The
growler
mixed-
bears and
yes.
Grizzlies.
Oh my god. Oh, so gray. But yeah, that sounds terrifying. And they're mean, I've heard. They are vicious.
Well, yeah, polar bears are fucking dicks.
Yep.
Like they look cute and everything like that, but they will hunt you for sport.
Oh my god.
Like they don't necessarily need to eat you.
Oh, you had a caiman badger? Oh, so cute.
But yeah, for the people that occasionally do the
Oh.
what would win in a
Oh.
fight, a grizzly or a gorilla, grizzly, hands down, no question asked.
Oh yeah,
Grizzly, 100%.
Absolutely.
Because
about the only thing that a grizzly wouldn't be able to beat, in my opinion, is probably an elephant
I'm thinking hippo.
or a hippo. Yeah, I think a hippo might be able to beat it. Well, it all depends on how vicious the grizzly is, because I mean, grizzly talons can definitely rip through a hippo's hide, I think.
Yeah, but a hippo's bite can also crush a grizzly's head.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, Gray brought up a good fact. Polar bears hunt humans for food where other bears don't generally do that.
Yeah.
They trust.
Yeah, they avoid humans. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, polar bears do not give a fuck. They're dangerous animals.
But yeah, probably the best example of why a grizzly would fuck up a gorilla, though, is gorillas are hunted by a big cat. It's one of their main predators.
Mhm.
It's I always confuse the two. Panthers, the one that is in Africa, right? And it's jaguar in
South America, yeah.
Yeah, or in South America. So it's panthers. I'm almost positive it's panthers that hunt gorillas, and there's effectively no recorded panther getting killed by a gorilla.
Mhm.
Panthers are much smaller than the largest tiger species that ever or that has existed recently, the Siberian tiger.
Mhm.
Siberian tigers hunted the Ural brown bear. The Ural brown bear is about the size, a little bit smaller than the grizzly bear. It was about a 2-for-1 with the Ural brown bears. A tiger would attack one, and 1/3 of the time, that tiger's fucking dead.
Yeah.
And that tiger could fuck up a panther.
hmm Yeah, no, grizzlies are incredibly dangerous animals too. It's just that they're much more skittish and wary of humans.
Unless you find a mama.
Well, don't fuck with cubs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Don't
why I
even
would
be in
never.
the same
wanna
zip
hug
code as
one.
cubs.
I just want to snuggle one.
It was nice knowing you, Sora.
I will. That would be an acceptable way to go.
Sora's gonna film the sequel to Grizzly Man.
Mm-hmm.
Just hug.
Well, I did see a clip of a lady holding like a baby black bear cub,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh.
and apparently when they purr, it sounds like a flooded engine.
Oh. No, I want to hug him. Why?
I was like, I'll take 2, thank you.
I hope
I
you
mean-
realize you just killed Sora.
Well, I mean, like, you know, if the Tiger King dude can be in Oklahoma, surely I can have a black bear, right?
Yeah.
I mean, black bears are like the size of bear that humans can actually fight. Let's put it that way.
Oh, you gonna be like Grizzly
Baby.
Adams? Go walk around the countryside with your bear companion?
I'm growing the beard. Right.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be going on adventures?
All you need to do is add some maple syrup and you can simp away for Sora Luna.
I like how Assassin of the Grey immediately asks, but what does a flooded engine sound like?
Like a purring baby bear,
Yeah.
Do
apparently.
moose purr? Purr? No, shit.
Probably have like a nice like noise.
Black wolf. Are those
They
those
were
like the European wolves? Because I know that there was a European, essentially, like the kind of the same thing as a gray wolf that inhabited mainland Europe, but it was hunted to extinction.
I mean,
Yeah,
not like
I was
capybaras or anything like
But
that.
I can't have one because they extinct. Because people are stupid. That was
Yeah.
so cute.
But capybaras are fish.
Wait, what?
I thought they were pigs.
No, they're fish.
Yogi
Oh.
You don't know what a capybara is?
Bear?
Capybara are
Giant
like
guinea
the
pig.
yeah, they're gigantic guinea pigs, like guinea pig the size of a dog.
Oh, those things. Yes.
They're
And
very
yeah.
sweet and they're
Common-
everybody's friend.
Yes,
comment
literally
that
everybody's
they're-
friend.
And his comment that their fish is a joke about old school Catholic
They're so
categorization of
cute.
animals. In order
Yeah,
to
it's
cheat.
Catholicism. Yeah, it was when Catholicism went to South America. They didn't have any fish to eat, and so they asked the Pope if they could eat capybara, and the Pope said, "Yeah, sure," because they were on strict
Hey, okay.
pescatarian diets.
So when you go to get your fish fillet, just understand you're enjoying a nice
Capybara.
capybara
Yeah, there
So yes,
were-
capybara are fish.
with
There were a
a bit of cheese.
ridiculous number of different animals that the church determined were fish in order to cheat for Lent.
Mhm.
Because
Of
penguins
religion.
are fish,
Penguins.
according to the church. Penguins.
Penguins.
Um, Waterfowl.
Can somebody else say it with penguins?
Penguins?
Penguin.
Yeah.
Waterfowl are almost entirely fish, according to the church.
Because they have webbed feet.
Wait,
That
is that
way.
why?
No, the whole reason why these things are the way that they are is
To
because
cheat
certain
for life.
populations just did not have access to fish. So that's why the church like gave them these special dispensations, because during Lent you can only eat fish,
And it's
and
not
if
just that.
you got no fish, then
It's not just that. It was the church straight up cheating at Lent, because there were many people that had the ability to get fish that they still went, "You have a water bird? That's a fish now."
Oh wait,
oh, Wingle! It's a water bird.
never mind. I don't want to prolong this. Go on and say, oh wait, what about a paletta duck?
You have some ducks
Platypus?
over there. Ducks count as fish now.
No.
Did you know that platypi have a venomous gland in their feet?
Yep,
Mhm.
venomous spurs.
Like I said, I really didn't want to, extend
They,
the
Fiddle?
tour.
Bees are fish in California? What now?
Hold on, Sora, you live in California?
No.
Oh,
No, Spittle said bees are fish too in California.
I got a video. Thank you, Gray. Sorry. Okay.
that's kind of like how the tomato is a fruit, but legally it's a vegetable.
Well, corn are also a fruit, so that makes whiskey ketchup.
Yeah, I've heard.
Corn
that.
ain't no fruit.
No, technically.
Corn is a fruit.
No.
Yeah, it's
That's crazy
is.
talk.
technically a fruit. Its flesh is just tied to the seed so tightly that you can't determine the seed from the fruit.
I mean,
So whiskey is
can we-
ketchup.
Oh my god.
Can we at least agree that
Whiskey's
sweet corn is
distilled ketchup.
very good, and you
Yes.
should never put it to a power drill because you might be missing your teeth.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
Wait,
numbers
what?
100%.
had their teeth
What?
ripped out from that.
Yeah.
Bunch of people were trying to do the cartoon eating corn thing, so they hooked
Oh,
up
with like a power drill?
People are stupid. Wow.
their teeth were just ripped out of their fucking head.
It's
Wow.
horrifying to watch.
I kind of want to see a video of that now.
Holy
Some
Right.
people were
crap.
successful with it.
Oh
Some
my
people
God.
weren't.
You know what, Quiz? You're glad you're at work because you can't watch and said video. It's not a good video to watch.
Well, it's not safe for work, but I only have an hour and 6 minutes left until I clock out. So then I can go watch it.
Holy shit! How late are we at?
Oh, I just
It is
realized.
currently 12:54.
Yeah, we're almost at the 1
Sorry.
a.m. mark for us.
Wow.
So we're running a bit long. Do you guys want to continue chatting, or shall we do the parting words?
How are you
I'm gonna
feeling,
have to go ahead
Camel?
and dip out.
You're feeling tired?
Camel's got to dip out.
Yeah, it's almost 1 a.m. here, and I usually get up about like 5:30 to get ready for work.
Oh
Sure
my
thing,
God.
man.
Yeah, go sleep, please.
So
Yeah.
let's do parting words then.
Yeah, sure.
Camel, you want to go first? That way you can dip immediately if you want.
There are two types of people in this world: those who can extrapolate from incomplete information, and
Nice. Sora?
Good
Wait, what?
night. I have
Whoa.
nothing clever to follow that. I'm sorry.
And what?
Exactly.
And what though?
Inquisitor?
Hang on. I'm looking for something here.
Adam, while Inquisitor's looking for something.
Yeah. Well. Thanks for the late invite.
You got
And,
the invite at the same time as everyone else. Just
no,
you
but I
volunteered.
asked you way late. And, I asked you way late. You know, I'm being honest here, sir.
Mhm.
And it was a pleasure chatting with everybody this evening. Thank you.
Copy that. Did you find your thing, Inquisitor?
No.
Give him a little bit more time. Do you have parting words, Kefki?
And what?
Exactly.
Oh my god! Badger once told me not to hug the polar bears. Don't hug the polar bears. Yes.
That's sound advice. That wasn't much time added on to the clock for you, Inquisitor, but going back to you.
Fuck. I'm looking for a good, suitable one.
This is what happens when you come unprepared.
Yeah.
Out of my door, you witch, you hag, you baggage, you polecat, you runyon, out, out! I'll conjure you, I'll fortune tell you. Merry Wives of Windsor, Act 4, Scene 2.
Nice.
Very nice.
I'll leave off with my standard. If you're passionate about something, make sure that you devour it. Don't let it devour you. And with that, have a good night, all. The zoo is closed.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Night.
And now I click end.